March 17th, 2023. Sarasota, Florida. Day. 72-year-old Katherine Morrison. Everyone called her Kathy. Stood in her bright yellow kitchen slicing strawberries when her iPhone rang at 9:47 a.m. The screen showed Emily Mobile, her granddaughter. Her heart warmed. Then she heard the voice. "Grandma, please don't be mad. Something really bad happened. I need your help." The voice was breathless, terrified, sobbing. It was unmistakably Emily. The knife fell from Kathy's hand and clattered into the sink. "Emily, honey, what's wrong?" "I was in a car accident. Someone got hurt. They're saying I was on my phone and I could go to jail, Grandma. I'm so scared. Please don't tell Mom and Dad. They'll be so disappointed." Every word sounded exactly like Emily. The slight southern accent from living in Tampa. The way she said Grandma with 2 syllables. Even the catch in her throat when she cried. But something felt wrong. "Where are you right now, sweetheart?" "At the police station. I need a lawyer right away. If I can show I'm taking responsibility, they might not press charges. But I need $35,000 today, before they officially book me." Kathy's hand flew to her chest. $35,000. Nearly a third of everything she had saved with her late husband, Richard. "Emily, that's so much money." "I know." The voice broke into desperate sobs. "Grandma, please! I'm terrified. If I get charged, I lose my scholarship. I get kicked out of school. My whole future is ruined. You're the only one I can call." Right here, in this exact moment, Kathy faced what thousands of grandparents face every year. Trust the familiar voice crying for help, or trust the tiny whisper saying something's wrong. Fear drowns reason. Love overrides caution. And decades of trusting your judgment suddenly mean nothing against a granddaughter's tears. Kathy's hands shook. Her heart pounded. That small voice in her mind whispered doubts. But fear for Emily, fear of her going to prison, fear of failing someone she loved, drowned everything else. "Okay," she whispered. "I'll go to the bank right now." "Wire transfer," the voice said quickly. "I'll text you the account. And Grandma, don't tell anyone. Promise me." "I promise." The call ended. Kathy stood frozen, gripping the counter. Her mind raced. Emily needs me. She grabbed her purse, her keys, her glasses. Adrenaline made her forget her cane despite the arthritis in her knee. Here's the first critical safety rule. When you receive any urgent call requesting money, even if you're certain you recognize the voice, always hang up and call that person back on their known number. Scammers rely on keeping you on the phone in a panic state. Breaking the connection breaks their control. Real emergencies allow time to verify. I'm sure. Her phone buzzed. A text with wire transfer instructions. Account number. Routing number. Legal Defense Associates LLC Takshan. It looked official. It felt urgent. As Kathy unlocked her front door, her phone rang again. Emily, mobile. "Emily, I'm heading to the bank." "Grandma." The voice interrupted. Different now. Calmer. Too calm. "When you get there, don't talk to anyone about why you need the money. Don't mention my name. Just say it's for a personal investment. If they ask questions, it'll delay the transfer. I don't have time. Understand? Ice flooded Kathy's veins. The desperate, crying granddaughter was gone. This voice was cold, calculated. Reading from a script. A memory surfaced. 2 weeks ago at book club, Margaret mentioned phone scams using voice recordings. But this wasn't a recording. This was responding to her in real time. What Kathy didn't know: AI voice cloning technology can replicate someone's voice from just 3 seconds of audio pulled from social media. The AI speaks any words the scammer types, adjusting emotion and tone, creating real-time conversations. To the listener, it's absolutely indistinguishable from the real person. Amira, grandmother instinct kicked in. Oh, she needed to test this. Emily, she said slowly, what did you give me for my birthday last month? Silence. Long, stretching silence. Then a glitch, a tiny digital stutter. When the voice returned, something robotic lurked underneath. Your birthday? I gave you something nice. Grandma, why are you asking this? Don't you trust me? Real Emily would have instantly said that silk scarf with the magnolias because she'd spent 3 weeks finding the perfect one. Who is this? Kathy demanded. The voice changed completely. Warm Emily vanished. A cold male voice replaced it. Flat, emotionless, terrifying. Listen carefully, old lady. You're going to get in that car. Drive to the bank. Wire that money exactly where I told you. And if you don't, we know where Emily goes to school. Visual Arts Building, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. This is when Kathy realized she wasn't dealing with a confused grandchild. She was dealing with organized criminals who had researched her family, stolen Emily's voice from public social media, and were now threatening violence. Henry, I'm 6. Kathy's legs nearly gave out. Have you hurt Emily? The man laughed. Cold and cruel. But I didn't after you. Why can on myself back here? Not yet. That depends on you. The line went dead. Kathy stood in her driveway, trembling. Her phone slipped from her fingers and clattered on concrete. Every instinct screamed, call the police. But the threat echoed. Would be a real shame. She was trapped in exactly the psychological prison scammers design. Isolated, terrified, believing obedience is the only way to protect her loved one. Then she heard a car approaching fast. A silver Honda Civic screeched to a stop. The door flew open. 23-year-old Brandon, her grandson, jumped out. Grandma, what are you doing? Are you okay? The sight of Brandon's face shattered the spell. Tears spilled over. Brandon. Oh, Brandon. Emily's in trouble. She's at a police station. She needs $35,000 or... What? Emily? I had just talked to Emily 20 minutes ago. She's at the library studying for midterms. Kathy's world tilted. What? No, she just called. Did she ask for money? How did you? Because it's a scam. Brandon grabbed her shoulders gently. Grandma, it's all over the news. AI voice cloning. Scammers use artificial intelligence to copy voices from social media videos. Emily has tons of videos on Instagram. They grabbed her voice. It wasn't Emily. It wasn't Emily. Here's the critical fact. Every senior must understand. AI voice cloning technology has become so sophisticated that scammers need only 3 to 5 seconds of audio, easily obtained from Instagram videos. The technology is cheap, accessible, and nearly undetectable. Why? Kathy felt her knees buckle. Brandon caught her, but it sounded exactly like her. Every word. Her accent. How? It's AI, Grandma. That's why Mom called me 20 minutes ago. She had this terrible feeling, asked me to check on you. Thank God she did. Brandon pulled out his phone. Kathy's phone rang again. Unknown number. Don't answer it, Brandon warned. But Kathy reached for it. Put it on speaker. They both needed to hear. You have 1 hour, the cold voice said. Money wired by 11 a.m. or we make a special visit to USF campus. Brandon snatched the phone. Listen carefully, you piece of garbage. I'm recording this right now. We're going to the police. We're giving them your number, your account, everything. If you come within 100 yards of my sister, I will personally make sure you spend 20 years in federal prison. Understand? Silent. Then the line went dead. Brandon screenshotted the unknown number and the wire transfer texts. Another critical safety tip. If you receive a scam call, keep them talking while someone else calls police on another phone. Never delete suspicious texts or call logs. They're evidence. Why me? We're going to the police, Brandon said. Right now. At Sarasota Police Department, Detective Sarah Chen listened gravely. Mrs. Morrison, in the last 6 months, we've had 37 reported AI voice cloning cases in Sarasota County alone. Victims lost over $1.20 million combined. You're extremely lucky. How did they know so much about Emily? Kathy whispered. Detective Chen pulled up Emily's Instagram. Public, not private. Videos of Emily talking about classes. Posts at the Visual Arts Building. Check-ins at the library. Every detail the scammers mentioned was publicly available. Critical lesson for families. Make social media accounts private immediately. Every public post, video, or check-in is intelligence for scammers. Less public information means harder to build believable scams. They used voice samples from her videos, Detective Chen explained. AI programs need only seconds. They generate speech in real time, responding to conversation. It's not a recording, it's synthesis. Can you trace the account? Brandon asked. We'll try, but these operations are usually international. The account's probably a mule, someone paid to receive and forward money. By the time we track it, it's moved through 6 countries. Detective Chen looked at Kathy seriously. Mrs. Morrison, would you be willing to share your story, do a news interview? These scammers rely on shame and secrecy. Victims don't report it, so others never hear warnings. If you speak out, you could save dozens of people. Emily burst through the door, tears streaming. Grandma. Sarah, Emily's mother, Kathy's daughter, followed, pulling Kathy into a tight hug. Emily fell to her knees beside Kathy. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I should have made my Instagram private. Kathy cupped Emily's face. Sweetheart, this is not your fault, but we're making changes. All of us, right now. That evening, the family sat at Kathy's kitchen table. Brandon read Detective Chen's safety protocols. Establish a family password. Only family knows it. never spoken digitally. If someone calls claiming emergency and asking for money, they must provide the password first. Emily suggested, "What about hibiscus sunset? Like grandma's flowers?" Everyone agreed. Never spoken on phones or videos, only in person. Sarah added, "No matter how urgent a call sounds, we hang up and call back on a known number. No exceptions." Here are the 7 essential safety rules every family should implement tonight. 1. Create a family password, known only to family, never shared digitally, never spoken on video calls. Emergency callers must provide it. 2. Verify every emergency call. Always hang up and call back on a known saved number. Never trust caller ID. It can be spoofed. 3. Set social media to private immediately, especially for young people. Review settings monthly. 4. Never make financial decisions over phone. Real emergencies allow verification time. Fake ones demand instant action. 5. If someone claims to be police lawyer, get name and badge number. Hang up. Call their department directly using a number you find independently. 6. Enable silence unknown callers on smartphones. Calls from numbers not in contacts go to voicemail. Real emergencies, leave messages. 7. Report every scam attempt, even if you didn't lose money. Report to local police and e3.gov. Your report helps build cases. Brandon showed Kathy critical phone settings. I'm setting up 2-factor authentication on your bank and alerts for any transaction over $500. Another tip, many banks offer voice verification. They record your actual voice and verify identity before large transfers. 3 days later, FBI agent Michael Torres called. "Mrs. Morrison, your quick action provided crucial evidence. We've connected this to an international network operating from West Africa and Eastern Europe. At least 300 victims, approximately 15 million stolen in the last year. $15 million. Because people like you report and preserve evidence, we're building cases," Agent Torres said. "It takes time, but we will find them." A week later, Kathy agreed to a TV interview. Reporter Angela Rodriguez came to her home. Kathy sat with Emily beside her, holding her hand. She told everything. The fear, the perfect voice, the moment she realized it wasn't real. "I want other grandparents to know," Kathy said to the camera, voice steady. "It's okay to question. It's okay to hang up and verify. Loving someone doesn't mean trusting every phone call. If you fall for it, you're not stupid. These criminals..." She paused. "There's no shame in being targeted. The shame belongs entirely to them." The segment aired and was shared thousands of times. Kathy received dozens of letters from elderly people thanking her. One letter from an 80-year-old widow in Tampa made her cry. "I watched your interview Tuesday. Yesterday, I got a call from my grandson asking for bail money. I was reaching for my purse when I remembered your face, saying hang up and call back. I did. I called his real number. He was asleep in his dorm, completely..." Kathy kept that letter in a special drawer. 3 months later, the FBI investigation led to arrests in Nigeria and Romania. Agent Torres wrote, "Your testimony was instrumental in securing indictments. We've shut down a major operation targeting thousands." Kathy framed the letter next to a photo with Emily and Brandon. Emily became a digital privacy advocate At USF, teaching students about social media safety. Every video you post, ask yourself, could my voice be used to scam my family? Your privacy protects everyone who loves you. Every Sunday, Kathy's family gathered for dinner. Before eating, someone said, "Password check," and everyone whispered, "Hibiscus sunset." It became more than security. It was a reminder that in a world where voices can be stolen and trust counterfeited, real family bonds, verified, in person, present, are the strongest protection. 6 months later, on a warm spring evening, Kathy sat on her porch, watching grandchildren play in the yard. Hibiscus flowers bloomed. Sunset painted the sky gold and pink. Her phone rang. Unknown number. AC. AY. Stor. Without hesitation, without fear, she declined and blocked the number. Then she set the phone face down and went back to watching the people she loved. The real ones, right there. Their voices genuine, irreplaceable, and absolutely, beautifully real. Critical safety lessons. What you must do. John, create family password and never share it digitally. 2. On sound ways, verify emergency calls by calling back. 3. Enable silence unknown callers on phones. 4. Set social media to private AA for all family. 5. Report all scam attempts to police and i3.gov. 6. Share your story to warn others. 7. Trust in your instincts when something feels wrong. 8. Enable 2-factor authentication on bank accounts. Set up transaction alerts for amounts over $500. 10. Review privacy settings monthly. What you must never do. 1. Wire money based solely on phone calls. 2. You'll never assume familiar voice is real without verification. 3. You'll never keep scam attempts secret and firmly. 4. To never give personal information to incoming callers. 5. Never make rushed financial decisions. 6. Never trust caller ID alone, easily spoofed. 7. Never believe threats about harm if you verify. 8. Never post videos publicly without understanding risks. 9. Never share family password digitally. Never assume it can't happen to me.